schools. So the flow of information from the Council of Governors to the national level, because at the ministry we have an obligation to submit data to UIS, UNESCO Institute of Statistics, because globally it is UNESCO that coordinates education. And so you find our data in UIS, we don't have data on pre-primary education. And therefore, that is why the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms recommended that we have comprehensive schools, where we have, at the moment, the structure is such a way that we have a board managing the primary school and the junior school, and another board in the same compound managing the pre-primary. So we saw that may not be a bit, in terms of implementation, we cannot have 12 board members managing pre-primary, another 12 or so managing, primary and junior. So it's good we put together this. In any case, the children, all our children, this is one country, and we look at it. But you saw what happened. I think we need to, so that duplication of roles in the management between the ECE centers and primary schools is something that we need to really look at. And so, again, the Presidential Working Party recommended that we repeal the Early Childhood Education Act and put it together with the Basic Education Act. In any case, basic education definition is from PP1 up to secondary education, something, again, you might want to look at. And so, a number of things. I'm seeing my sister there, the moderator, is already saying maybe the 10 minutes are over. But I just want to say, in conclusion, we would like to thank the organizers of this conference, the ECD Network of Kenya. The Ministry of Education is well represented in this conference. My officers will be here with you throughout, and we're looking forward in participating in the sub-theme groups and breakout sessions. We also look forward to the conference resolutions. Resolutions are very critical. In fact, we should have started with the resolutions in Turkana. What did we resolve? And how far have we implemented that? Every other conference, we start with the resolutions of the previous conference so that we cover ground. But for us, we are determined to work with you hand in hand to ensure that our children are provided for, especially on the education bit.
Thank you. Let's appreciate our sister, Ruth. Thank you very much. Good morning. You've been mentioned to my name, Dr. Roslyn Olumbe. I'd like to invite my panelists here. I know we are rushing after time. Those who have been here have not done with well. I believe my panel will do well so that we keep the time. Now, I would like to invite Professor Amina Abubakar. If you are here, please come. I would like to also invite Abdullahi Malim. Please come. And then I want to invite Mr. Mark Eglan, Dr. Ahmed Nathir Omar, Dr. Edwin Saka, and then Professor Amina again. Please, let's come here. Now, what we are going to have is a very brief panel, the FCDC panel, if you have your program. We were supposed to have 1 hour, but please let's be aware we only have now 40 minutes and want to work within the 40 minutes. Please, can you?
Okay, Dr. Ahmed Nadir, in his absence, we have Dr. Mohammed Adan from Mandera, who has also been the chair of the CEC. Join us, please.
Okay, thank you. So I'm sure you are moving here. Quickly, our panel will just highlight very quick issues and present some findings of studies that have been done. And we believe that as we go through that, you will be able to hear and understand. First, we'll do a very brief dissemination of some findings of a study that has been done. And then secondly, we'll do a very brief panel that was to be 30 minutes, but now just about 15 minutes. And then we will invite you as participants, based on time, to ask your questions. So let's follow. We start by having Professor, and you only have 5 minutes. When you hear my alarm, please. Yes. We move on. She only has 5 minutes, and in the 5 minutes, she'll be sharing with us some baseline findings. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Apologies, I thought we would have slides, but we won't have them, and we'll be very happy to just quickly share. So I'm from, can you hear me? Okay. I'm from Aga Khan University. Aga Khan University is part of the Aga Khan Development Network. Our founder for the network was very committed to early childhood. We have a history of more than 45 years investment in integrated ECD. And some of our flagship programs, for instance, the Madras Education Program, has really used a community-based approach to ensuring that we take early childhood programs into the community, and we have reached more than 1 million children within the region. So within the last 4 or 5 years, we have prioritized the frontier districts as our area of implementation. And we have had a very good partnership with FCDC, where we've been able to start by first evidence generation. Because it's interesting to implement, but if you don't know where the gaps are, you are likely to bring in a lot of challenges. I'm speaking to the converted, so I will not talk about the benefit of quality ECD. At Aga Khan University, our motto is ICRA. ICRA stands for Impact, Quality, Relevance and Access, and those who speak Arabic also know what ICRA stands for. So we are very committed to quality, and we all know the value of quality. But I think today I also want to go beyond that. ECD will make our children bring in economic empowerment. It is our moral imperative. For instance, Mandela tells us, giving children a healthy start in life, no matter where they are born, no matter their circumstances, is a moral obligation. In Islam, the Prophet told us, those who are not kind to children are not one of us. And in the Bible, Proverbs says what? We should show children the way early, and they will not live that way. So beyond economic quality, it is our moral imperative to invest in children. So if you don't remember anything else, we should remember we need to invest in children. They are really our greatest treasure. So the work I'm about to disseminate is really work done over 3 years. We used telephonic interviews and reached parents and stakeholders and government officials in all the 10 FCDC counties. We worked in household surveys where we visited homes, and we did visit health facilities and ECD centers within this region. So what are some of the key findings? One of the things I usually like to say, we must appreciate the positive. A lot of good work is going in, and Mandera has been mentioned. We are very proud with Mandera. Our first partnership, the first place we landed in the FCDC region was Mandera. And I know that we have continued working with them, and they have continued implementing, and we are really happy about that. But also there's a lot of positive in the other areas. For instance, in our research, 96% of the women we interviewed had attended antenatal clinic. Unfortunately, they didn't attend the number that is recommended. So they just attended a few. So we need to push for more attendance. In terms of stimulation, I know we focus a lot on stimulation as reading books, but that's a very westernized approach to how we look at stimulation. In this context, 84% of the mothers sang for their children. They took them outside, and 93% of the children, someone spent time playing with them. Not necessarily the mother, but we know we live in a collectivistic community. It is shared caregivers. So we can first start by appreciating the good work that's going on. But there's a lot of challenge. For instance, among the 0 to 3 we assessed, 1 in every 8 child was not achieving their milestones on time. This is more than double the global average. And we know that the developmental milestones are the building blocks for all the future achievements. We need to do better for the children. Dietary diversity in terms of nutrition, only 9.1% of children in this region are having adequate dietary diversity. Part of it is cultural. There's a time we were talking to some elders here, and they told us if they eat vegetables, what will the livestock eat? So the culture is very meat-based, but we need to encourage a change in culture But also part of it is just food insecurity. For instance, 78% of the households experience severe food insecurity. Children with disability are left behind. There was a clear shortage in data, programming, and workforce development when it came to children with disability. So the risk factors are many, and many of them have been spoken to. The one I would like to really emphasize is around the impact of climate change. And I know tomorrow I'll talk a little bit about climate resilient issues, but in this region, really focus on the impact of drought, extreme weather events, and many other aspects of climate change, a major gap that needs to be addressed as part of maternal, newborn, and child health. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Our next presenter, you only have 5 minutes. I'll start with 1 minute to time. Abdullahi Maalim, thank you, and you'll be sharing on the baseline for the 4 to 6 years.
Thank you so much. With all protocol observed, I will wish to also just give a brief and a preamble on the study we have done on ECD in the frontier counties, which span from Lamu to West Pokot, 10 counties covering about 65% of Kenyan landmass, with about 10% of the Kenyan population, as per the last KNBS census. We have also noted among these that are hosted, the highest percentage, which is 96.18%, was coming from Mandera. It's like the private institutions are very less in Mandera compared to other counties, with a good percentage coming from Samburu. When we went to the enrollment, and I like the way DG has really did that matter very well. He has done a lot of justice to it. If you look at the 10 counties, because we did the first part of the survey on secondary data, we have enriched with visits to 5 of these counties. Turkana has the highest percentage of, the highest number of learners in our 10 counties. And if you look at Turkana, we are having 150, West Pokot has the high, yes, it is Mandera with the highest, which is 35,200. That still is the government, 74% being provided by the county government, about 13 coming from Nakonek as the national government, and the rest. So you can imagine 74% is not complete enough. And the regularity, the consistency are the issues we have really given a lot of input on. We recommended we need to strengthen ECD financing mechanism. It's a default function.
Very much in Samburu County. And then we have Dr. Ahmed Nadir. Okay, Mohamed Alan. Thank you very much. Is it from Garissa? Mandera. Thank you very much. And then we have Dr. Edwin Saka. Yes, thank you. From Nakonek, right here with us. And of course, Mr. Abdullahi Maalim in the FCDC. And I have just a few questions for us to interact with even as we go through, and we'll take the shortest time possible as we look at this, just to find out from the studies and the work that has been done, what are some of the emerging issues. And so given the findings that have just been presented here now, do these resonate with what is happening on the ground, especially with the FCDC? And if so, could you please share with us any additional insights for the comprehensive understanding of ECD landscape here? And I know you have a microphone. Yeah. So I'll just give you 1 minute each to speak to it. 1 minute.
Thank you very much. I will just want to put a rejoinder. I was just told a few minutes ago to represent Dr. Ahmed Nadir. So if I don't do a lot of justice to this panel discussion, you will know that this was an ambush. Nonetheless, I am a doctor of 28 years in the public service. I have been a CEC and a chair of the CECs for that matter for several years. And currently I'm in the landscape of health, environment, climate change. So I think I am also a father of the youngest being 1 year old and the oldest being 28. So you realize that I have got 1 or 2 things to say. First of all, the data speaks for itself in terms of how it has been presented. But in terms of insight, the building that we are in today owes its stability to the foundations that has been laid. And therefore, the very first thing that I will want to say is what Professor pointed out in our first point, which is the foundation of the child, from conception up to the time it is born, through the first few years of life. And this is a sum total of so many things. For example, a child's cognitive development, brain development, that is going to be the sum total of who that child is going to be in terms of as it grows, is based on a variety of maternal factors. The health of the mother. Is the mother nutritionally well? Or it's like the FCDC counties, we have got a lot of anemia, persistent, anemia among pregnant women. So what is the cognitive development of a child who has been having a maternal malnutrition or maternal anemia from the beginning? So we need to look at the health of the mother, sum total. Once the child is born, under what kind of environment has that child been born? Was it having access to the primary care needs within the health facilities in terms of immunization or vaccination? So was it breastfed? So the sum total of the foundation is the first point that I've picked up as an insight. So if we don't get as FCDC the health of the pregnant mother and through the first year or second year of breastfeeding, that child, we will have done a lot of injustice to it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Next presenter, please. Just in 1 minute.
Thank you. My name is Edwin Saka from Nakonek. I want to pick 3 areas that are very crucial. I led the process of the study. And I look at the age space, the gap of early learning. Most of these FCDs counties are frontier counties, cross-border. Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, West Pokot. And you realize that seasonal challenges affect the early entry years into this learning space because 0 to 3, 4 to 6, a lot of overage learners are there. And it was also worrying. And secondly is the attractions to early learning, issues of school meals, issues of probably uniform and stuff. We realize that, yes, the county governments are feeding the learners, but they're feeding very few number of days because most of these ECD centers, the first 2 weeks do not have learners. Why? Because the learning to the communities that we take learning to the main school, the ECD will wait until the others report. And that's why the first week, bit of the second week, the learners are not in. So the learners come in maybe the third week and move on. And then the school feeding is quite irregular. Very few days, probably 30% or 40%. And the dominant meal is githeri and maybe rice and beans. But again, salt is missing. The kids get probably worried in terms of additional supplementation. Again, in terms of support, meaning that ECD has 3 main sectors: education, social, and of course, health. So regularity of supplementation, again, is a challenge in these centers. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. My name is Mark Egelan, and I'm the CC for Education, Samburu County. And I would like to highlight and just give us a glimpse of what I was able to glean from the study as factors that affect ECD on the ground. And one of them is that the fact that most of our ECDs are hosted in public institutions like churches, mosques, and sometimes in primary schools indicates inadequacy in terms of infrastructure, which is a common factor that was cutting across in most of the FCDC counties in which the study was done. And that has continued to be a problem in most of our counties. The other issue is about the registration. Most of the ECD centers are not registered. And that is a major issue in terms of even allocation of resources to our ECD centers. And the fact that these ECD centers are either in a primary school or in the institutions that I had earlier mentioned tells us that there is a lot of constraints, especially amongst the caregivers, to provide for the ECD centers. And that is why they are hosted by institutions. So you can be sure food is a problem in such institutions. Provision of clean water is an issue in those institutions. And that is why the parents are not taking up the ECD centers. They are not involved. So what does that mean? It means there is a problem, psychological torture to the parents when they see their children are not able to access the facilities and the food that they need to get. So that is another issue that this study has brought out, which the FCDC counties and ECD network needs to look at to see how we can be able to address these issues so that we take care of children and their caregivers. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And we'll pause briefly and proceed as I'm guided. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you very much, our distinguished panel. We ask you to retain your seats. We would like to hear a little bit more from you, but we'd like to take a short commercial break right now because we are about to receive our chief guest, the governor and his entourage. And so I will hand over to the protocol officer to give us guidance.
Distinguished guests, distinguished delegates, I'm very sorry to cut the panelist discussion. They are about just winding up the exhibition booth, and our chief guest, His Excellency Governor Nadif Jama, and his deputy, His Excellency Abdi Dakane, and the Speaker of Garissa County Assembly, Abdi Ille Gure, and our County Commissioner, Director Children's Services, the PS Children's Services, and the Director National Ministry of Education, Director General Ministry of Education, Dr. Ilyas, and the FCDC CEO. So let's just be patient, and any time from now, our chief guest will arrive, accompanied by the Principal Secretary, Children's Services, Madam Kareno Agengo, and Dr. Nelly Otupe of Kenyatta University, and I will also wish to recognize Bungoma First Lady, also Bungoma Deputy Governor, Madam Janepa Chemtai. Karibu Garissa. Karibu Garissa. We are very happy to have you here, so feel at home. Garissa has best hotels. Tomorrow is a day also, it's a Wednesday. We have one of the biggest livestock market in East and Central Africa in Garissa. So if you get time tomorrow, you can go and see the market. We also have Herola in Garissa, a place called Ijara. Nafikiri, as we are waiting the chief guest, wanaingia, sorry, naomba tusimame sisi wote, wakiingia tu kutoka mlango, tutasimama kuwakaribisha mawaziri ambayo wametoka other counties. Karibuni Garissa. Chief officers, directors, teachers from other counties, feel at home. In the evening, you can get Garissa a fresh camel milk, direct from the camel. Enjoy yourself. And the nyiri nyiri, the camel meat. guest, His Excellency Nadif Jama Aden, Governor Garissa County, accompanied by Super DG Abdi Dagane, Principal Secretary, Children Services, Madam Agengo, Karibu Garissa. Karibu His Excellency. Our Chief Guest, His Excellency Nadif Jama Aden, Governor Garissa County, our Super DG Abdi Dagane, Principal Secretary Children Service, Madam Agengo, Oscar Kadenge, Board Chair, CEO, National Children Services, Speaker Garissa County Assembly, MCS present. Karibuni. Karibuni. Tukae. Our chief guest, His Excellency Nadif Jama Aden, Governor Garissa County, our Super DG Abdi Dagane, Speaker Garissa County Assembly Abdi Ille, Director General Children Services Abdi Nur, Director General Ministry of Education Dr. Ilyas, our Principal Secretary Madam Agengo, our County Commissioner Madam Nelly Otupe from Kenyatta University. Karibuni Garissa County, home of Forola. I told you earlier, Garissa has the best livestock market in East and Central Africa. Tomorrow is a market day, is a Wednesday. You can also view our livestock. So feel at home. You will also get fresh camel milk in Garissa and fresh camel meat called nyiri nyiri. Feel at home. Now let me hand over to let's continue with the session. Karibuni.
Thank you very much. And just to update, we were in a panel and we want to try and finalize this so that we can move on. And karibu sana, Wana Governor. My second question to this panel, and let us just keep it brief as we wind up. We want to think about prioritizing investments, and if that has been touched on, please just skip it. When we consider this research that was done and your findings, what are the most urgent areas of investment, especially in the ECD? What would you say are the most critical areas of investment? Just a minute each, and we can start with Prof.
Okay, thank you very much. I would pick on two, just because we have to prioritize. I think one of the key investments is to invest in families and to support families to really be able to provide nurturing care. One statistics that really stood out, for instance, in many of the areas, women are becoming mothers before the age of 18. How do we ensure we support them to provide nurturing care? But the other key area I think we need to invest in is data. We need to get data to know what the situation where we need to do more investments, but more importantly, to track our investments. Are we putting in money and getting better outcomes? So I think investments in data systems, especially leveraging on technology, would be very key.
Thank you, Prof.
Thank you, Prof. Just leveraging on what you said and appreciating the presence of our chief guest and other interest, with particular emphasis to the PS Children's Services. I will wish if children's services can be integrated. They are now disintegrated. Issues to do with the MCH, maternal child health, is on health. The WASH issues is with the water. There is the child protection and other related issues. After getting this data, how can we make sure this is integrated for seamless service delivery? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And additionally, you realize when devolution happened, there was a lot of mushrooming of ECD centers. And this was occasioned by the demand from every village, every ward, and there is need to invest in infrastructure. Many schools, ECD centers that we have, either have a class without a toilet, or those two without a kitchen, without water, and so that is a very critical thing to consider, and which we are also asking our partners to see how we can partner together to provide that. Then quickly, the other one is the school feeding program. Given that this is an FCDC area, or rather Northern Frontier Counties, which is an ASAL and arid area, provision for our children is a problem, especially coming from the caregivers. And that is where there is a lot of demand, because when the food is available in schools, more children come to school. When the food is not there, they disappear. So that is a major issue that needs to be looked at as partners and FCDC.
Thank you. Thank you.
Two quick things. One, we are investing so much into the infrastructure in school, in the ECD centers, but there must be climate resilient infrastructure, because the concentration level of these young ones is very low. So when you have climate non-resilient infrastructure that is blocking either the visibility or the concentration, then the learners will not harness a lot. Then secondly is to invest heavily also on the teaching and learning materials. A lot of MCS, a lot of executives, a lot of support has come through. But good classrooms, no teaching and learning materials. I would wish that we invest so much in those two areas. Thank you.
Thank you. And finally?
Thank you very much. I'll point out three things. One, we need to have a whole of government approach to ECD, so that it is not only the business of Ministry of Education at the county level and at the national level. It should be the business of Ministry of Health, the business of the Ministry of Water, and so on and so forth, so that each provides its critical component that's required for early childhood. Two, nutrition. The data that was presented gave us, in FCDC counties, only 9.1% of the children in FCDC counties have got variables in terms of what is required for diet that is required for a child. That calls for a total rethink of how are we going to make it possible for ECD children to get food. And this is not going to be rocket science. It has to be something that is locally based solution and something that is doable and scalable. Finally, everything living starts from water. Without water, and by the way, children's body is different from adults, because when you look at the ratio of water to bones and muscle, for the children, water is much more. So we must have water for it to be able to provide good nutrition, good hydration, and good sanitation. Thank you.
Let me just add one more thing.
Maybe we'll add on as we go on, just to pick up in the prioritize, and you can speak to it as we get to this question. And I think he's already touched on that, the issue of partnership and collaboration. We find a lot of silos with children, but also we find a lot of one group going with the children. And the question that comes in is, how can we effectively work in collaboration or in partnerships? Think about the national government, the county government, the NGOs, the communities. How can we enhance that, especially for the success of children? So you can pick from there as you speak to that.
Thank
1
you
minute.
Thank you so much. That's exactly what I wanted to point out, that we have to enhance caregivers' involvement in early childhood development. Because when you look at the study, there was no area that clearly pointed the role of the caregivers in early childhood development. And that is a very critical area, because caregivers must participate in the development of their own children. They must own the agenda of ECD. And a classical example, they can contribute facilities like play materials, very simple play materials that are used both at home and in school, so that this is a holistic approach and multi-sectoral. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak on the issue of collaboration?
Yeah, I think partnerships are very good, but I think there's a challenge in terms of coordination. When you want to partner with the education sector, I think there's a structured way that these partners must begin at the national level. When you skip some of these procedures and you begin interacting with the families directly, with other players directly, I think the silo mentality comes in when we skip the procedures of partnerships. So I would urge, be it small or big partners, let us have a clear framework of working, right from the national government to the county government, and please structure out those MOUs with a lot of openness in terms of what are you doing, what are the results, and we're also using data from the community and even images. So a lot of harmonization in terms of sourcing information and using that information is very crucial, so that we don't feel that other parties are taking advantage of the ground. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prof.
Okay, so I would like to point out two things. One, I think we need a lot more community-led initiatives. Even while government and non-governmental partners do a lot of work, I think community-based initiatives are important, because if you look at the geographic spread in this area, you know, sometimes it's really like one settlement to another, a very long distance. How can communities provide spaces where ECD and childcare happens? But the other thing, which kind of goes to the next question, is unlocking local philanthropy. You know, it's not a region that lacks people with resources. How do we unlock local philanthropy to support this initiative and really fund quality ECD services right in the communities?
Thank you very much.
Related to that, I liked it. You know, support should not be emotional. What normally happens is we must get involved very early. Planning precedes budgeting and implementation. So we need to plan together. And as we develop the strategic plans and the county integrated development plan, let it be very conscious from the beginning. This issue of changing halfway, coming up with very sporadic and emotional programs is really killing education and by extension, ECD services. Let us plan together, but then it's important it to be government-led. But it should be owned by all. Government can lead. Without the people, sustainability issue becomes an issue. So without each party being engaged and mobilized from the beginning, we will be having something that is not sustainable. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know the last presenters have touched on my last question, and that if you don't have something to add on it, I'll urge not. But we speak about the aspect of financing, and many times we like to depend on the outside funding or who else, the government. But as you look at quickly the whole issue of financing for children or to unlock that, what can be done to enhance it is sustainable and it's moving on? In 1 minute, thank you.
Thank you very much. Allow me to use two examples of what Kenya has done that can be replicated onto ECD. One is, and FCDC counties are the ones most affected by climate-related issues. So the government came up with what you call FLOCA financing, locally led, climate action. And so these were funds that were allocated by the national government, and some were allocated by the World Bank, and the county government also share. If we can replicate such a thing and also come up, with one basket where even the non-state actors, non-governmental actors can as well come in at the county level, it will do some wonders. In fact, ECD should be funded partly through the climate fund, whether it is through the Green Climate Fund that Kenya can tap into, or whether it is the national program that is going on in the counties. We have to have some visibility of ECD at that level. Currently, it does not. Two, you see, it's not a question of the resources, it's a question of the will. When COVID happened, it reoriented the government 360 degrees so that resources came from where we don't even know. So suddenly we are having a lot of money pouring in, and we are having ICUs coming up, a lot of things being done within the health setup. Even the mosques were playing their own role, and the churches were playing their own role. The community was playing their own role. So if we mean to resource mobilize, you can do something, not maybe to the level of COVID, but something that is almost equivalent in terms of doing an affirmative action as something that is a boost of a fund.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think mine is just to say, have a designated grant, and that will work. Give a ring fence it will work.
Yeah, just to emphasize what Dr. Ria said, the conditional grants from the government must be real, because look at what is happening now with the ECDs. We are funded for ECD, but again, that fund is utilized for bursary. Why should early childhood become an afterthought? And that is why I actually support the agenda of the government that has had questions marks on the issue of bursary being provided by the county government, because this is fund that is purely meant for ECDs that are used for secondary schools. So more money should go to secondary schools in other sources so that this is utilized for ECD. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Look at the financing pyramid in our education system. more in the tertiary institutions, negligible funding in ECD, and the reverse will have been the best trend. The second issue is we are talking about equalization. The spirit of devolution is to at least equalize our counties. With this, are we really equalizing, or we are extending the equality pyramid in our counties? If we do not come with an affirmative action, I'm afraid we might bring a bigger gap between the already developed counties and our counties in terms of ECD. So we must have a deliberate and conscious clause within the equalization fund that is meant to facilitate funding in our areas. Now that I believe the governor is here, the sunset clause we were agitating to be removed. Let us hope it will be removed. But then can we have very deliberate portion of that funding to support ECD systems in this country? We all agree foundation is everything. But foundation on the lips without support system will definitely be a mockery and a joke. And we need to move out of that dilemma.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, you already spoke to it. And so now I'll just take only 5 minutes from the floor. If there is anyone with a question to this panel, going once, any question to the panel? And so on my extreme left, any question? Okay, there's one question there. Just stand up. One question. Any one? Going, gone, and one. So I only have 2 questions. Keep them short. Only one question. I think if a microphone can be given. And then maybe one of you will respond. If a microphone could be given to him.
Good morning. It's me, Robert, from UNICEF. Kindly just allow me to read conclusion of a budget analysis that is the latest, driven by UNICEF. So, about nutrition, it just comprises 1.1% of county budgets. That's nutrition specific. And then while counties have made commendable progress in prioritizing nutrition, raising their budget from 0.8% to 2.1%, national government level commitment has stagnated at 0.8%. Kenyans, we can't forget human capital development with this type of investment. So my question, I think maybe P.S. Karen, Governor, is here. That is the reality. It's a crisis as far as I'm concerned. What do we need to do?
Thank you. And it seems the question is directed not to my panel, and when the right people come in, may speak to it. Thank you very much for the question. Let's appreciate him. Our next question.
Yes, good morning. My name is Omar Kofa Komora from Tana River. I'm here courtesy of Aga Khan University, and I'm so glad that we are having this talk. What I can say from the discussion, we are seeing that early childhood development is a foundation for our children, and there is need for infrastructure development. And
maybe to the question, please.
Yeah, to the question is that we have the DGs here, and also the governor is here. These are 2 key lead peoples. I'm asking whether is it possible for us to force this thing. If we can be able to force it, it can work. We need resources. If we can use the DG to ensure that we can pass a policy, we agree up a certain percentage. Let's say we agree like 5% to be pushed to pass as a law. And even the governor is here and other CEC members of education. If they can push for the budget for the county level, at least 5% of this budget to go to ECD. That one, it can be automatic. At least every year, we are sure that we have resources for the ECD to work.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you
All right.
so much.
Thank you very much. Let's appreciate him. And again, if we hear the question is not directed to the panel, and it seems the answers are right here. So we have these two questions on financing and prioritizing ECD in the finances, and I believe it will be spoken to. And then who can push or force down the issue of prioritizing ECD. And we believe when the other speakers come, they'll be able to speak to that. We have been your panel from the FCDC and Aga Khan, and we really appreciate. Thank you very much. Let's clap for the panelists, and we transition to the next. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's appreciate the panel a little better as they dismount. Thank you very much for those insights. My biggest takeaway is the 2080 principle that Malim talked about, where we invest the most where the gains are minimal and invest the least where the gains would be more. It is evidenced that investment in ECD, for every $1, you get about $7 to $9 in returns, as well as other social returns. I would like to acknowledge our esteemed guests, the governor, the deputy governor, the permanent secretary, Ministry of Labor and Social Services, the county commissioner, the CEO, FCDC, Director General, Education, the National Director for Education, our board chair for the ECD network, and our national coordinator for the ECD network. We are very pleased for you joining us and inviting us and having us here. And at this point, we would like to move on to the opening ceremony. But before we do that, we have been sitting for quite a while, and we've not had a chance to go for our tea break. So as I usher in the Chief Officer, Tivet Musa, on stage, I'd like to request that we all rise. Please rise. Please rise and say hi to someone behind you. Not on your side, but behind you. Wave to a familiar face that you can see in the room. As we're on that, I'd like to note that beyond the physical audience here, excuse me, thank you. Beyond the physical audience here, we have an audience actually that is listening in and following our proceedings. So there's a live stream at ECD Network on YouTube. We also have hashtags that are progressing this conversation. Thank you very much. You can take your seats.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. To start with the panelists, someone have left a phone. Thank you so much. We will start now with the opening ceremony. His Excellency the Governor, His Excellency the DG, the PS, the Director General, the County Commissioner, and all other protocols observed. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. We will have a bit of entertainment from ECD schools. We will start with Bulamzuri ECD. They have a dance, a traditional dance that they want to entertain the participants of this particular forum. Bulamzuri ECD. Bulamzuri ECD. As we wait for them, my task here is a very simple one. I have a small session where I will invite 1 or 2 persons. Then Waziri Education will take over. She will also do 1 or 2 things. And from there, the Deputy Governor will take, and he will be the one who will be handling the rest for this particular session that runs up to 12:50. So that is just a snapshot. This Bulamzuri, mupige makofi as they come to the stage. I also recognize the presence of my brother, who is the head of the legal part of our county, that is Honorable Abdi Idle, the Speaker of Garissa County. So thank you so much. Please tighten your seatbelts. And here you will have a very strong traditional dance from the young bloods in our schools. Karibu.
Gate of honor, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, from top of you, Arbulamzuri ECD, ready to present Somali traditional dance entitled Diso. Welcome, enjoy.
barbar gulet hele ao barbar taino barbar gulet hele ao orife hele ao orife hele ao arawe akta kudufta barbar taino Gurilahi Nasriya, hoya, barbar taino, barbar gule, barbar taino, barbar gule, hele ao, barbar taino, barbar gule, hele ao, barbar taino, barbar gule, hele ao. Taino barbar gulet hele ao barbar taino barbar gulet hele ao oribe 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 Olivea, Eleao, Arawi, Kudufta, Watain, Hoya, barbar gule, Eleao, barbar taino, barbar gule, barbar
Thank you so much. I think we will now go to the next school. That's Yuga Girls. They will also entertain us with a poem. And it will be very short. Usually it is 5 minutes. Bulamzuri, Yuga Girls. Huh? ما قامت 5 minutes ولا Yuga Girls. Haya, makofi kwa Yuga Girls. For those who don't understand the dance of Bulamuzuri, ECDE, that is the one they usually do it for the bridegroom during his wedding day. So the young man that who was seated on the chair is representing the person whose wedding people are celebrating. So thank you.
Good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to start. We are all going to stand up. We are starting with the national anthem and the East African national anthem. I'm sorry. Just to the poem. Okay, sawa. Introduction in front of you. In front of you.
In front of you are ECD people from Yuga Girls ready to present a kasida and a poem. Welcome. Nguvu yetu ileta bawa kwa kwetu, haki ya ngao na mizi, na tukae na undugu, amani na uhuru, raha tupate na ustawi. Mungu tuomba uilinde Jumuiya Afrika Mashariki, tuwezeshe kuishi kwa amani, tujibize na malengo yetu. Jumuiya yetu zote tuilinde, tuwajibike, tuimarike. Umoja wetu ni nguzo yetu, jumuiya yetu. In front of you are ECD people from Yuga Girls ready to present a kasida and a poem. Welcome. Education. Ngoza Kiislamu ni tano twazifahamu, shahada swala swaumu, zakaida zimetimu. Tumtii Mola wetu na pia wazazi wetu na pia walimu wetu, twapenda ndugu zetu, sikatai kutumika nyumbani kihitajika, nikiitwa huitika, kazi nikisaidia. Amesema Mola wetu tumuombe haja zetu, kalimati baba yetu yeye tatushufaia. Mikono tuinua, Mola wetu watujua, itakabalia tudua. Amina Rabbi amina, Amina Rabbi amina. Shukran. Education is ability. Education is learning. Education is understanding. Knowledge is all about education. Education is to doctor. Education is to teacher.
Education is to pilot. Knowledge is all about education. Father, mother, we all need education. Education is the key to success. Thank you.
Thank you so much. We do appreciate you from Yuga Girls ECD teachers and Madam Hawa Abdullahi.
Okay, thank you. I'm Madam Barwaka from Yuga Girls Primary School.
Thank you so much. Ayewa, shukran. Thank you so much. Kilo clap for the young bloods. Asante, asante. Now I have a very simple task, but before that task, I just want to mention that 10 first ladies are on the road. They are coming. They will join us. 10 of them. So we are somehow blessed. Garissa, I think Garissa County, the ECD network is somehow blessed to have that number, which is, I think, something we welcome. Already we have 2, but I'm not the person. I know my CEC will handle that part. I will take this opportunity to welcome the welcome remarks from Professor Teresa Muoma, the National ECD Coordinator.
Thank you. Our chief guest, Your Excellency, the Governor, Garissa County, the Principal Secretary, State Department for Children's Services, the Director General, Ministry of Education, the CEO, National Council for Children's Services, the CEO, FCDC, the County Commissioner, the Deputy Governor, Garissa County, and other Deputy Governors present, the First Ladies that have joined us, our keynote speakers, the national and the county government officials, the development partners, donor agencies, implementing organizations, the academia, the researchers, the ECD champions, our media, all distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Is it morning? Good morning. I feel excited to see all of you here for this great event. It is a great joy and deep appreciation that I welcome each one of you to the 6th National ECD Stakeholders Conference here in Garissa County. Whether you are here physically or you have joined us virtually, your presence is a powerful testament to our shared commitment to giving every child the best start in life. Today, as we meet here, we are also celebrating 10 years of collaborative efforts as a network. Let us give ourselves a clap. First, I wish to sincerely thank the county government of Garissa, through His Excellency the Governor Natif Jama, for graciously agreeing to host this conference. To our guest speakers, led by the PS State Department Children's Services, thank you so much for accepting to grace this conference. This convening would not have been possible without the tireless efforts of our planning team, under the coordination of Madam Immaculate Salaoni and the leadership of 5 dedicated subcommittee chairs. Individuals from across the counties worked diligently and to bring this conference to life today. Allow me to request all the planning committee members, wherever you are, to stand up, led by Madam Immaculate, who has been chairing. We had committee members from Wachia, Siaya, Coast, everybody who was, Garissa County, we had a very huge team, led by our APOC CM Ebla. Thank you. Give them a round of applause. We are also immensely grateful for the financial and in-kind support from organizations and individuals, including UNICEF, Aga Khan University Institute of Human Development, PATH, Save the Children, World Vision, Kidogo Early Years, Aga Khan Foundation, FCDC, COVAO, the Action Foundation, Global Schools Forum, Nature First, AOSK, CRS, Stella Mengele Foundation, Upward Pound, Kenyatta University, APHRC, AIDU, World Food Program, the county government of Garissa, and all your registration has made it happen. Thank you very much. This conference, themed Promoting Transformative Systemic Change in a Child's Ecosystem, was organized by the county government of Garissa in collaboration with FCDC and the ECD Network for Kenya. This is our 6th national ECD Stakeholders Conference that we are holding here after successful 5 national conferences held in Nairobi, Mombasa, Siaya, and Turkana counties. Ladies and gentlemen, when we think about early childhood, we realize that this is the foundation of our nation's human capital, and today I stand before you with a critical message. Kenya as a country, we have made strides in relation to children 0 to 5 years. However, Kenya, we have also experienced a lot of challenges in relation to these children, which requires our urgent priority. When we think about early childhood in relation to education, we realize that in early childhood education, we have inadequate funding, poor infrastructure, insufficient learning materials, and disparities in teacher training and employment terms, which persists. Access remains inequitable, especially for children in rural, arid regions, informal settlements, and those with disabilities. The implementation of the competency-based curriculum has also been hindered by various challenges such as limited resources and a weak coordination between the national and the county government. When we think about childcare for children aged 0 to 3 years is largely informal, unregulated, and inaccessible for low-income families. There is a lack of trained caregivers, and the societal norms place the burden of care on women. Recent legal reforms, such as the Children's Act of 2022, have improved the policy environment. However, implementation is slow and uneven. When we think about children with disabilities, we realize that they face a lot of stigma, exclusion, and a lack of inclusive services across education, health, and protection sectors. Most ECD centers are not disability friendly, and caregivers often lack training in inclusive practices. high costs and lack of data hinder effective planning and intervention for children with disability. Concerning children in emergencies such as droughts, floods, conflict, children face interrupted services, food insecurity, displacement, and exposure to violence. Family separation and trauma are common, and children with disabilities are frequently left out of emergencies. With all these challenges, all is not lost. For example, we must increase public investment in ECD at both national and county levels, and let us also ensure during emergencies we are looking at and supporting children because they are the most who suffer. Together, through data-driven planning, integrated services, and a political will, we can give every Kenyan child the best start in life. I want to stop here and wish you very productive deliberations during this conference. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor. Hiyo jina ukisikia wanaweza ongea the whole day. That's why nimesimama karibu na yeye. But thank you so much. Ume summarize. And I also want now again to invite the opening remarks of Mr. Oscar Kadenge, the chairperson, ECD Network for Kenya. Karibu.
Asante sana. Makofi situpige mazuri kwa sababu tuko kwa mahali ambapo ni watoto, sio? Piga makofi kidogo tusikie. Haya, asante. Your Excellency, the chief guest, the principal secretary, present today, the Director General, Elias Abdi, FCDO Chair. We thank you for, the CEO for being present today. We thank you. The regional and county leadership that is here, we have with us the county commissioner, and we appreciate your presence. The national and county government officials that are present, including our speaker, we appreciate you, along with the deputy governor who's present. Members of the independent and coordinating bodies that are here, the leadership that is here, the CEO for the National Council for Children's Services, academic institutions represented, the Vice Chancellor Kenyatta University is represented here by Dr. Nelly Otube, and I think she's somewhere in the room here. We also have partners and stakeholders who are present from different entities. We appreciate all of you. Distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my great honor and pleasure to warmly welcome you all to the 6th National ECD Stakeholders Conference, hosted here in the heart of Garissa County. I know most of us came in expecting heat. We have found warmth, and we are glad that we are actually in a very good place. This is a lovely place. Can we appreciate Garissa for good weather? I'm told this is winter. Yeah, so those of you who don't know winter, this is winter. You would have had 40 degrees. But we want to appreciate you. I am humbled to actually stand before you as the chair of the board of directors of the ECD network. And at this point in time, I would like to request members of the ECD network, the board, to kindly stand so that we can just recognize you. The board of directors of the ECD network for Kenya, kindly, where you are. We have at the back representing Perth, Dickon Somedo, who is a member of the board of directors. Where else do I have another member? Yes, we have Kidogo Ali Years that is represented in the room today at the back, yes. And then we have Mnaweza Muleji, who is also a member of the board and is there with us. We also have Professor Teresa Moma, who is a member of the board. Other members are online, including Child Fund. Damaris is online and are following this with us. And we also have Carolinda from Kidogo, who is also following, and Regina Masambo. Those are members of the board. This year's conference is more than just a gathering. It is a celebration of a decade of shared collaborative action and effort, unwavering dedication, towards Kenya's youngest citizens. Over the past 10 years, the ECD network has grown from a small coalition of passionate stakeholders into a formidable national platform, uniting actors across sectors, regions, and disciplines to promote a coordinated approach to nurturing care and early childhood development. Globally and nationally, ECD has gained increased recognition, even by just the presence of the different actors in this room. The quality of early experiences is what determines whether the foundation we are laying for our children is strong and supportive or fragile and limiting. And this conference is actually going to give an opportunity for us to look at some of the efforts that have gone into making sure that we have a firm foundation for our children. Now, in the past decade, as a network, we have supported in terms of developing the policy landscape and shaping it. We've also been involved in knowledge sharing, in grassroots engagement. And I want to appreciate remarks made here by Professor Amina that our eyes are more focused right now on community-driven systems change. Community-driven systems change, that we're actually working closer with the communities to ensure that the families are impacted. I would like to just recognize that the 6th ACD conference comes at a critical time, not just for us as a network, but for the entire country. We are seeing increased political will, donor interest, and public awareness about the importance of the early years. Challenges remain, as has been mentioned by Professor Mwoma. We are not going to focus on that, but as we look at the systemic changes that we want to make sure happen here, amongst some of those that we are looking forward to seeing in the next 10 years is deepening county-level engagement, amplifying community voices, pushing for increased sustained domestic financing, and more importantly, more actors, including the families, being brought on board. So as we gather to reflect, share, strategize for the future of ECD, we are reminded that real impact comes from collective effort. Thank you for making it to this particular conference, because without you being here, we would not have had this conference. And on behalf of the board, I want to welcome you all to the 6th National ECD Conference. Karibuni sana, and let's engage. Asante.
Thank you so much, Chair. The next speakers, the people who are streaming, they have requested if you want to give a speech, don't use the handheld device. Use this one, because there is a bit of interruptions between the two. And this thing is being streamed live, so we want people to get something clear. And I was told it is only the person who will be inviting people who is allowed to hold this one. And that's why I'm using it. Thank you so much. At this juncture, is the time now, you know, there is a time you will hang your boots. I want to hang my boots. Nataka niite my boss, CEC, Ebla Minhaj, who is the County Executive Committee member, Education, Information, ICT for Garissa County Government. Mkubwa karibu. Hiyo mnataka kunifuta. Hiyo haitoshi. Tafadhali a good clap for my boss ba. Mnataka kuniharibia kazi. Yes, at least wacha my boss asikie ya kwa bana. So thank you so much. She has 2 items to do, and then she will hand over to the DG. Thank you.
You told me I should not use this. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Before I have to, yeah, say my call. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Good morning and assalamu alaikum. The chief guest, His Excellency, the Governor of Garissa County, Nadif Jama Adan, the PS for Children's Services, our Director General, Ministry of Basic Education, a National Project Coordinator for ECD Network, Chairman for ECD Network, other teams from ECD Network who are here, the CEO for FCDC counties, our first ladies from Bungoma County who is present here. And of course, I'm told there are other first ladies who are on their way. So as they come, inshallah, we are going to introduce them. Our speaker, my brother Abdi Idle, our deputy governor, my brother Abdi Dagane, our members of the county assembly from Garissa County and other counties that are here from other regions, our CECs from both Garissa County and other counties from the entire country who are here, our county commissioner and our regional commissioner, and all other protocols observed. Good morning again. Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? Yeah, good afternoon. Our chief of SARS from the other counties and also the chair for the chief of SARS, that is the caucus for the chief of SARS, Mohammed from Nairobi County. Karibuni sana. Distinguished guests, esteemed colleagues, and valued friends of early childhood development, good morning. It is my honor and heartfelt privilege to address you this morning as we gather to celebrate a dedication of resilience and progress under the banner of the Early Childhood Development Network of Kenya. Allow me to begin by conveying my deepest appreciation to His Excellency, the Governor of Garissa County, for his steadfast commitment to the education sector and for making this remarkable conference a reality. Your Excellency, your visionary leadership continues to steer our county towards inclusive development and educational excellence. To our partners from the national government, development agencies, civil society, and fellow counties, your presence this morning affirms the strength of collaboration and the shared commitment we hold for our youngest citizens. Today, as we mark 10 years of impactful work by ECD Network, headed by our able Professor Moma, we do more than celebrate a milestone. We reflect on the transformative journey that has uplifted thousands of children and families, communities across Kenya. In Garissa County, we are proud to be part of this journey. From 328 public ECD centers with over 25,000 learners, a 7% increase in enrollment over the past year, to the development of teacher capacity, model centers, and inclusive policies, and fortified meals, our story is one of promise and perseverance. But we are equally mindful of the challenges that persist: infrastructural gaps, high dropout rates because of droughts that are persistent in Garissa, in pastoral communities, limited play equipments, and competition from parallel learning systems. These are not setbacks, they are calls to innovative. We are responding with bold strategic strategies, from curriculum, integration of Islamic studies, to enhance infrastructure and consistent meal provision. Our vision is clear: to ensure that no child in Garissa County is left behind, regardless of where they live or the circumstances they face. To the ECD network leadership, our national and regional guests, and every development partner here today, thank you for walking this path with us. Your commitment has enriched the learning environment of our children and empowered local communities to honor and shape their futures. As we celebrate the past and embrace the decade ahead, let us renew our collective resolve to invest in the foundational years of our every child. For therein lies the future of our counties, our country, and our continent. Let this function be a celebration not only of what has been achieved, but of what still lies ahead. Thank you, and may our shared commitment to early childhood development continue to flourish. Asanteni sana. That was my formal speech. I also forgot to tell you, I am also the chairlady for FCDC Sector Forum for Education. So that is also another title I'm holding for now. I don't know the years that will come, inshallah. So that is it. Thank you so much. I think I don't want to dwell much because I want to give a chance to whatever I have not said to, of course, my boss, the CEO, and also His Excellency, the Governor. He's going to maybe finish what I have left in maybe Garissa County and also in the department. So let me now take this opportunity to welcome our First Ladies. First Ladies, we have Her Excellency Dr. Margaret Nafula from Bungoma County. Madam, we welcome you. Maybe a minute, you say hi to the... Karibu sana.
Your Excellency, our Governor of Garissa County, Madam PS, and all the guests, as I ride on the established protocols, I'm proud to be associated with Garissa. This is my first time to be here. My name is Margaret Makela, as you've been told, and I bring special greetings from Lusaka, the Governor of Bungoma. Your Excellency, he said hi. On behalf of the County First Ladies, if they come, maybe they'll get a chance to make remarks or not. We have a County First Ladies Association that all spouses of governors are members, and in most cases, we are invited as a team to be exposed to the issues that affect our country and the successes that we have. So we have had several forums where we talk about what the needs are in our respective counties, because they are all unique. And we therefore identify unique areas of working to make a contribution to our community. We are very strong on matters advocacy because all our stakeholders that want to link up with us have identified County First Ladies or spouses as a platform on which other aspects affecting our community can be given to the communities. And therefore, we try to find solutions. And we coined a term, WOMAN, Word of Mouth Advocacy Network. And here we are very strong on advocacy issues. And so matters of ECD, we are equally strong on that if we have a clear message that we can take. We do a lot of mentorship programs because of our diversity. We are 47, and each of us has a strong area of identity in terms of our professionalism, and therefore we undertake mentorship on girls, women, finances, communication, and that one have impacts in our respective counties. On matters HPV and cancer, we also champion that so that our children are vaccinated who are 9 and below. All these issues we undertake as County First Ladies. And me, as Margaret Makelo from Bungoma County, I've been exposed to so many of these presentations that have been done here today. And all I can say is, on matters ECD, I'm a very good student, and therefore today I came, Your Excellency, to just tell this team that I am here to concretize my thoughts, because my legacy project I want for Bungoma is to initiate daycare centers for children between 6 months and 3 years, so that I ready children for ready schools, which is now the ECD stage where our governors are more involved and making sure that the infrastructure is in place. And today I'm proud to say that I'm flanked by my Deputy Governor, Madam Jennifer Mbatian from Bungoma, my CEC Education, Engineer Agnes, and they are going to take that information back to the governor to say that actually we were in the right place today, so that we actualize my dream of initiating daycare centers, a model one, that we are going to escalate in all the sub-counties in Bungoma. My other area is, I'm actually an agricultural scientist. I'm a director in charge of partnerships and business development at the Kenya Agricultural and Livestock Research Organization. I'm the director there. And therefore, the ECD component, the daycare, will not lack an opportunity to showcase the kitchen gardens that have been presented here for matters nutrition and also for economic empowerment. So I look forward to interacting with more of you here so that you hold my hand, so that I am able to kickstart the thought and the dream of daycare centers in Bungoma that will take care of the 6 months to 3 years. I'm looking forward to sharing with all of you. The thought is already on paper, and all I need is to listen more carefully and pick out what is good for all of us. And I know my Deputy Governor will tell the governor that the Floka project, we can also benefit by starting our model daycare center. So thank you so much for this opportunity, and God bless you all. God bless Garissa, and I know that we will be coming here to benchmark on the good things you are doing. Professor Aga Khan University, you are a good teacher, and I know you can give me a certificate on having been a very good teacher on the science of children, so that I improve and do better. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Her Excellency. Let me now take this opportunity before I forget. I have my colleagues from the other counties, FCDC counties and other counties. So I would like to maybe to introduce them. We have CEC from county, Busia County, Beatrice Nahole from Busia County. We have Agnes from Bungoma County, CEC Education from Bungoma County. We have Dr. Esther, CEC Education from Meru County. We have CEC for Education, Tana River County, Abbas Kunyo. We have CEC from, Haruf Algi CEC Water, Tana River County Water, Mahmoud A. Abdi CEC Water from Wajir County, yeah. Dr. Mahmoud Aden CEC Water, Mandera County, Malicha Wario CEC from Health Services, Marsabit County, Ambaro Ali CEC for Education, Marsabit County. Then we have Chief of SAS, CEC, my friend, Bashir from Mandera County. I don't know how I even forgot you. Nitafungwa. Mandera. Bashir is from Mandera. Then we have Tharaka-Nithi County. We also have Wardere for education from Wajir County. Wardere CEC. Samburu CEC for education, Samburu County. CEC for water, Samburu County. Is there any CEC I have left? CECs? Okay. Thank you, Chief of SAS. Chief of SAS from for education, Gabale, Marsabit County. Isaac, let me finish with the Chief of SAS, then I will come to these other officers. We have Chief of SAS Finance from Tharaka-Nithi County. Finance, Tharaka-Nithi County, Tharaka-Nithi, Kenya, Kabinga. Jonathan, Chief of SAS Education. Maybe Tharaka-Nithi County? Yeah, it was not indicated. So we have Abdikadir Adan Alio, Chief of SAS Mandera County. Then I have Chief of SAS from Nairobi County and Chair of the caucus. Ahmed, is there any Chief of SAS I have left? Yes. Chief of SAS, wasimame Chief of SAS that are here, the ones I have not mentioned. Chief of SAS Public, Chief of SAS? Nyandarua County, thank you so much. Chief of SAS Public Health, Turkana County. Thank you, Madam. I hope I'm done with the Chief of SAS. Then we have directors. Director Isaac Hassan, Director Marsabit County. We have Deputy Director Boru Godana, Marsabit County. Fatuma Golombo, Quality Assurance, Marsabit County. Tumediba, TR Representative. The host county. And Tataja last. Then we have Director Joseph Mutegi, wa Tharaka-Nithi County Director. Then we have Jacqueline Kanana, ECDE Specialist, Tharaka-Nithi County. Mandera, I have Halima Isaac, Director, ECDE, Halima Isaac, she's there at the back. Ibrahim Suro Aden, Director Admin, Mandera County. Are there other directors I have left? Please stand up, but you can introduce. Kwale County, thank you so much. Nairobi County, thank you so much. Nairobi County, thank you so much. So I think I am, there is a whole team standing there. Give them the mic. Let them introduce themselves, where they are. I feel recognition too.
Okay, fine.
Let
Thank you. Mr. Mutai.
Because of time, let us do it very fast.
Quality ECD Director, Garissa County.
Okay, let us do it fast.
Thank you so much.
Because of time.
Helen Taylor, Director, Kericho County. Thank you.
Okay, Eric Rotmoy, Bungoma County.
Thank you.
Wilkis Odera, Kisumu County.
Thank you. Odera.
Dr. Saumu Wayua, Director Public Health, Mombasa County.
Thank you.
Zulfa Mureithi, Quality Assurance, Mombasa County.
Thank you.
Alvin Ruko, Deputy Director, ECD, Embu County.
Thank you. I think,
Good afternoon.
Let us do it faster.
Galgalo is my name, Director, ECD, Isiolo County.
Karibu Galgalo.
Abdurrahman Tadicha, Isiolo County Director, Social Services.
Thank you.
Mohammed Abdi, Nairobi County School Health Program Director. Thank you.
Okay.
Abdallah Baragash, Lamu County ECD Director.
Thank you.
I'm Esther Okello, representing the Lake Region Economic Bloc Secretary.
Thank you.
I'm Tadia Somolo, Deputy Director, Kisumu County ECD.
Thank you so much.
Bila Shaka Abdallah, Director ECD Kwale.
Okay.
Thank you.
Musa, we are done.
Yes, we are done. Thank you.
Garissa County will be now the... Okay, I will use this. Thank you so much. I think we have recognized the rest of the counties that are here. Now it is our county. I would like maybe the CCs present, if they are here. The ones who have joined us for the conference, I was seeing some few here. They have walked out. Actually, in the morning, there were a good number. Yes. Can you recognize Waziri?
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Garissa. My name is Nasir Mohammed Aden, CCM for Roads, Transport and Public Works, Garissa County. Welcome all.
Thank you, Waziri, for standing with me until now. My colleagues who are here, I was seeing them, but I don't know. It is the speaker. Okay, thank you. Now, I want to recognize a team that have worked with me. Please, if you will maybe accept that. They are a team who have worked with me, very few of them. I will just name names. I have Abdullahi Gedi, Chief of Staff. We have worked closely. Mahat, we have worked closely. My director, my Chief Officer, Shaia, who is the Sub-County Administrator for Garissa County. I have my Deputy Director, Quality Assurance. I have a whole team. I can't name names, but there are people who have really worked hard to make sure this particular conference is a success. Now, Ambia, thank you so much for the good job. Kama sijakutabja, ujue tu I have you in mind. Thank you so much. So that one now, we are over with it. I think I would like to take this opportunity now to welcome our CEO for FCDC County.
And we are deeply committed to ensuring that we advance equitable, inclusive, and high-impact early childhood education. The 10 counties that form FCDC, West Pokot, Turkana, Samburu, Isiolo, Marsabit, Mandera, Wajir, Garissa, Tana River, and Lamu do fall within what we call generally the arid and semi-arid lands of this country. And we're well and acutely aware that many of our children in these FCDC counties enter life at school at a disadvantage due to limited access to ECD centers, bits of malnutrition, some weak protection systems, as well as the infrastructure that goes with it. We feel that since devolution started in 2013 to date, a lot of great progress has been made as a result of the fact that ECD now is a devolved function. To coordinate the work of ECD at FCDC, we have established the Sector Forum for Education and Governance, which is our regional mechanism that brings together all the 10 county executive committee members, as well as the chief officers and the technical directors for ECD, into one forum that looks at the totality of ECD from policy to practice. And as Madam Abla has mentioned, she is now the chair of the Sector Forum of the FCDC Early Childhood Education. Under her leadership and with the other CECs, we have strengthened issues to do with policy, harmonization, inter-county learning, as well as shared advocacy for ECD. We have not done this alone, and I think we need to now take a moment to really thank our partners, in particular, the Aga Khan University Institute for Human Development, who have been financing the coordinating meetings. And Professor Amina Abubakar is part of this distinguished gathering, and she was here earlier today morning. We have other partners like the Raspberry Pi Foundation, the AIDU, NACONEC, the national government, the county and regional directors of education in all the FCDC 10 counties have been very, very critical to us. So, Madam Director General, we're really, really grateful that your RDs and your county directors, both actually of education as well as TSC, have been part and parcel of this sector forum. I'm also pleased to state that FCDC has initiated the development of a regional child protection policy. And currently, Isiolo and Lamu are actually undertaking the development of that policy at the county level, which will eventually end up at the county assembly for ratification. We're also glad that we have launched, and today you've had part of the story during the round table, the panel discussion. We've had an ECD survey that has been done in the entire 10 counties. So we have the latest data with regards to the ECD. And actually, if you look at your tables, you will find the report right in front of you. In my estimation, we feel that 3 areas will guide the continued development and advancing early childhood development. One is context-responsive programming. Our children, as we said earlier, live in a complex environments, and for us in the FCDC region, mainly nomadic, pastoralist, resource-constrained, and often underserved. And therefore, we must look at this context in which ECD will be offered. So we must design flexible and culturally responsive ECD models that reflect these realities in the different counties. We also have integrated service delivery. Education alone is not sufficient. I think we've had time without number, and ECD network is really the champion for this, that we require health, nutrition, water, safety, and responsive caregiving to be part of the total development of the child, and hence why we chose this word ecosystem. So it's really an ecosystem. And as the President always reminds us, the whole government approach, and now with all the other partners outside government as well. And lastly, the third one is sustainable public financing. I think we must get out of the fact that ECD has to be a charitable activity, and it has to be funded by charitable organizations. Actually, ECD must be financed by government first and foremost, and then the other development partners can come in and assist where the gaps are. So counties and the national government must progressively increase the ECD budgets and embed early childhood in their CIDPs. Development partners must also align appropriately with these CIDPs. So in closing, Your Excellency and ladies and gentlemen, ECD, as we have just seen, is a whole system priority. We must prioritize ECD because, as the previous speakers have also said, the foundation is everything that we need. At the time I went to school here in Garissa, there was actually no ECD. We started directly from class 1. But class 1 to class 3 were considered as the foundations of those times. In concluding, as ECD Network celebrates its 10th anniversary, I invite all of you, or we invite you all as FCDC, policymakers, technical officers, practitioners, and partners to recommit ourselves to this transformative cause. Let us use this conference to reflect and to act so that every child in Kenya, from the most remote village to the urban peripheries in Nairobi, can be nurtured, protected, and empowered to survive and also to thrive, and most importantly, to thrive. Thank you very much. God bless you, and we hope for a successful conference. And FCDC will be a partner in this journey. Maybe the few people from FCDC who have been with me, Mr. Abdullah Maalim is the coordinator and is the head of the governance and education. Halima, where are you? Halima Gonicha from Marsabit County. She's been part of us. Sharmarke, who else? Thank you very much. We have a whole team that deals with this, and we have several other sector forums that deal with this. We also work very, very closely with all the other economic blocs in ensuring that policy issues are mainstreamed into our counties. Asanteni, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Idle, for those beautiful remarks. And I can attest as the chair for the Education Sector Forum that since the director was brought on board, Brother Abdullahi, we have done a lot in the ECD sector through the FCDC counties. Thank you. Let me now, my work ends here. You know, sasa wakubwa ndio wanakuja. Let me now officially invite our Deputy Governor, His Excellency Abdi Dakane Mohammed, to take over from here. His Excellency, karibu sana.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Thank you so much, Madam Waziri. I want to be very, very fast and candid with time, because prayers time imefika, and we'll have also to go for prayers. And I understand our chief guest, our guest PS is also likely to travel. So, unajua kazi ya deputy governor ni rahisi sana. We don't talk when our bosses are around. So, mine is just to join my boss, His Excellency Governor Nadhif Jama, who is our chief guest today, in welcoming you to Garissa. As has been said before, we are actually in our winter times. We sleep under a blanket. So, sahi tuko baridi sana. Karibuni sana. Karibuni sana. Nawakaribisha all the guests who are here. Please enjoy being in Garissa. It's a very peaceful town, very nice place to be. I'm happy to see my friend, Pastor Jennifer from Bungoma, the Deputy Governor. Pastor, karibu sana. So, let me call our County Assembly Speaker, Speaker Abdi Idle, to give a brief remark, and then I will proceed to call other guests until the chief guest. I will be your MC. Thank you so much. Karibu sana, Speaker. You also recognize the MCS who are here.
Assalamu alaikum. Good afternoon. It's a pleasure that I'm here this morning to join you all here. Before I commence, I just want to stand on the established protocol in the interest of time, but recognize my boss, His Excellency the Governor, the host Governor, the PS, Madam, PS for Children's Services, and after that, I will be allowed to stand on the established protocol. I wish to recognize first the assembly members from Garissa who are here. I know the Education Committee, chaired by Honorable Umar, is here. Are we here? Please be upstanding and we recognize Education Committee, Garissa County Assembly. The honorable members from Garissa County Assembly in general, please be upstanding and we recognize you. Honorable, yeah, they were here this morning. I know there is, today being Tuesday, we have the House in session. We have the sitting. Therefore, they have sent their representatives here. Honorable Odawa, the Chair for Health. Equally, health and education go hand in hand. Therefore, a child to be educated needs to be healthy. And therefore, these two committees are joined. Honorable Odawa is the member from Dertu. Any other member? I saw Honorable Timira, where was she? Okay. We have members from other county assemblies, county assembly members. Health, do you have health? Now, we also have MCS members from Wajir, combine both health and education. Please be upstanding. Honorable Mohammed Noor Farah. Honorable Abdul Rashid Mumin. Honorable Amina Mohammed. Honorable Amina Mohammed. Honorable Rashid Below. Honorable, yeah, that is it. Any other county present here? Any other county assembly present? Please, let us see you. Tusimame tuambie umetoka wapi. We know the critical role you play, and therefore your presence here cannot be taken for granted. Yes, we have. Please patiana mic tusikie. We cannot, this congregation is not complete without the recognition of the assembly members. Simpatiane, mbona mnatuhujumu? Tafadhali.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Honorable Kelvin Lamantan from Samburu County, Wasa Ward, Santen.
Honorable Sarah Lekrenyei, nominated MCA from Samburu.
Okay.
I'm Honorable Lawrence Lorunyei, Chair of Education Committee, and this is my Committee of Education from Samburu County.
Anita Karemi Mbai, member for Mariano Ward, Tharaka Nithi County, member of Education Committee.
Elizabeth Gateria Mbai, elected MCA, Ganga Ward, Tharaka Nithi County.
Good afternoon, members. Wanja Karoko, nominated member, Vice Chair, Health Committee, Tharaka Nithi County.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Joram Maura, member of the Education Committee, Tharaka Nithi County.
And I'm Kennedy Kamunyo, our Chair, Education Committee, Tharaka Nithi County Assembly.
Thank you so much for that. That now is a testament to the inclusivity of this congregation, that it cuts across the country. Members have traveled from every corner of this country, and every corner of this country is represented today. Honorable delegates, as representatives of the people, the county assembly plays, as you know, a critical role, which is the critical legislative and the oversight role in ensuring that the policies, the budgets, and the frameworks aimed at promoting the well-being of our youngest minds, our youngest citizens, are not only enacted, but also implemented effectively and equitably. That is our role as assembly. The hosting of this conference in Garissa is not just symbolic. It is a testament to our shared commitment to inclusive, community-driven, and culturally responsive early childhood education systems. Today, as we listen to the many experts here, practitioners, the champions of nurturing care, I wish to affirm that the Assembly is a willing partner in advancing investments in children. We recognize that quality ECD lays the foundation for human capital development, peaceful societies, and long-term prosperity. As a county assembly across the country, we are committed to, one, prioritizing ECD in county budgeting and legislation, supporting community-led and contextually relevant programs, and ensuring accountability and inclusivity in all child-focused initiatives. I also take this opportunity to recognize our honorable members of the assemblies who are present here, which I did. Your presence reflects our collective resolve to not just support, but also champion the transformation of ECD landscape within our country and counties across. Ladies and gentlemen, as we engage over the coming days, may our deliberations lead to concrete, sustainable, and child-centered outcomes. Let this conference not be the end, but the beginning of a renewed drive to make Kenya a nation where every child, regardless of their geography, gender, and background, can thrive. Thank you. Thank you all. Karibuni Garissa. As a teacher, I don't take this event lightly. It is at my heart. And nawakaribisha nyote, walimu wenzangu, tafadhali sana. We sometimes, what is in the book is as important as what we portray. Therefore, as practitioners, teachers, directors, we need to be life example. And therefore, teaching is a calling. It's not just a career, it's a calling. Let's take it as a God-given opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Bwana Speaker. Amefunza half of the population of Garissa. So, tunashukuru Speaker. Hata mimi nilikuwa mwalimu lakini sijafunza kama yeye. So, now it's my pleasure to call our County Commissioner, our brother Mohammed Ramadan, to give his remarks. And I hope he will be very brief.
Thank you, the Deputy Governor, Garissa County. Our chief guest, Governor Nadif Jama. The PS, Children's Services, Madam Karen Agengo. Jua jina nimeona litajwi. Karen Agengo. Distinguished guests, development partners, national and county government representatives, esteemed ECD stakeholders, good afternoon. Nilikuwa nimeandika good morning hapa lakini sasa imefika afternoon. Before I give my speech, I would like to say that I know probably most of you before you left Nairobi or wherever you're coming from, you're so much worried of your security, isn't it? Yes. And at the initial stages of the organization of this conference, Professor here called me and asked for escort from Mwingi. I told her, you can come to Garissa, you can drive to Garissa at any time of the day and night. We have some uniformed special forces around here and around the county. So Garissa is safe. Let me speak without the microphone because my loud is voice enough. But I mean, voice is loud enough. Enjoy your stay. Walk around. We have one of the best hospitality here in terms of facilities. I hope you've enjoyed because we closed the airstrip for, I don't know, I can't call it renovation, it's rebuilding it. so you'll have to use the road. It is my singular honor and privilege to join you at this important 6th National Early Childhood Development Stakeholders Conference here in Garissa. I am delighted that this gathering dedicated to shaping the foundation of our children's development is taking place in this region, reflecting a growing recognition that ECD must be inclusive, equitable, and locally anchored. I've been asked to speak on the strengthening community-led systems through inclusive, culturally responsive, and gender-equitable nurturing care. Allow me to approach this subject by first acknowledging a simple but profound truth. A community is the first ecosystem in which a child grows. When communities are empowered, informed, and resourced, they are best placed to provide nurturing care that reflect the cultural values, gender dynamics, and inclusive practices needed for every child to thrive. The case of community-led systems. Experience teaches us that policies and programs succeed when they resonate with the lived realities of communities. ECD system means recognizing parents, caregivers, elders, and local leaders as primary agents of change. Leveraging indigenous knowledge systems and cultural assets to strengthen caregiving practices. These traditions must evolve to address emerging challenges such as gender disparities, access to health and education services, and changing family structures. Strengthening community-led systems means listening to these communities, co-creating solutions, and building on what works. Inclusive and cultural responsiveness in nurturing care requires us to leave no child behind, including children living with disabilities, those in marginalized settings, or in contexts of displacement and conflict. A culturally responsive approach respects the diversity of identities while changing culture bases that inhibits equitable care, particularly for girls and children with special needs. When communities are engaged meaningfully, cultural barriers transform into opportunities for innovations. For example, integrating traditional storytelling with ECD learning stimulates cognitive growth while preserving cultural heritage. I was given 10 minutes. I was given 10 minutes in the program. Gender equity must underpin every ECD effort. We must promote shared caregiving roles between men and women, empower girls from the earliest age to access nutrition, education, and protection, sensitize communities on the value of girl, child, and gender parity in household and community decisions. At the policy level, both national and county government must integrate gender-responsive budgeting in ECD investment and support initiatives that train community with the workers, educators, and caregivers on gender equity. To operationalize community-led, inclusive, and gender-equitable nurturing care, I propose capacity building for community structures such as local ECD committees and religious leaders to champion ECD priorities. Strengthening the link between community health strategies and ECD interventions to provide holistic support, caregiving, safety, and early learning. Enhancing resource allocation by county government, especially for community-driven ECD initiatives. Partnership with local public benefit organizations and faith-based organizations to align ECD programs with cultural context. Continuous research and documentation of best practices emerging from diverse communities to inform national policy. Ladies and gentlemen, the future of Kenyan children, especially in regions like Northeastern depends and other arid areas, ASOL areas, depends on how well we empower communities to nurture the potential of every child. Let us commit to strengthening community-led systems that are inclusive, culturally responsive, and gender equitable. This is not just a moral imperative, it is a strategic investment in Kenya's future prosperity. Thank you and most welcome to Garissa County.
Thank you, County Commissioner, my good friend, for being very brief. He challenged me, he said he must utilize his 10 minutes. So, thank you, County Commissioner. As he said, by the way, security is guaranteed in Garissa. Ona imuto, halala usiku na mchana. Since he came, there are no issues. So, tupigie makofi ya County Commissioner. Thank you. Now, let me take this opportunity to invite Director General, Education, Ministry of Education, our brother, our educationist, who also taught many in the northern Kenya. Karibu sana, Director. Thank you. You've given your brief in the morning, I know, so yako ni kusalamia tu. Thank you, karibu.
Thank you, DG. Chief Guest, Governor Nadif, our Governor, Garissa County, PS, Department of Children's Services, the rest of the colleagues who are here, all protocol observed. As you have noted, DG, I gave my presentation in the morning, so I don't want to take a lot of time, so I'll be very brief, just to join the rest in appreciating the fact that this conference was brought to Garissa. I remember Prof, when she consulted me, I told her, you should have taken it like yesterday. And we have it here, because there's no security problem here. Over the weekend, on Saturday, I had a school function where the chief guest was our minister from this region, Duale. And I traveled by road from Nairobi through Isiolo, all the way to Wajir. Coming back from Wajir, I came by road again. And it's not an issue. I just want to say, from next year, actually, at the ministry, we are planning to bring a total of around 2,000 students for the national core curriculum activities here, the secondary schools, primary, and so on. So we're thinking of bringing one main core curriculum activity to Garissa town at the national level. But just to say, when chief guest, our governor, that for us, from the Minister of Education, and the organizers invited my cabinet secretary, CS Ogamba, PSB Talk, and they sent me here to represent them. For us, we look at this from mainly the education angle. And we deal with 4 to 5 year olds. These 4 to 5 year olds, mainly PP1, PP2, we have our bit to do. The curriculum, the policy, the school readiness tool, school registration guidelines, and you are a witness. All those, as a ministry at the headquarters, we have done our bit. But just to say that the policy also dictates that we should have a National Early Childhood Education Committee that brings together all the key stakeholders. That committee is chaired by the Minister of Education, and on the counties, it is attended by the chair of the Directors Caucus. But as I used to represent for a long time from Busia, now the brother from Embu is supposed to be attending those meetings. Mainly we settled on them because they're civil servants. They stay there longer. We did not settle on a chief officer or CECs. Mainly those ones go with the elections, the election cycle. So they're able to, in terms of, staying for a longer time, they're the ones who can be present. But I just want to appreciate the support from the partners in doing this. Especially we work with UNICEF at the national level. They're a major pillar on this. But now that we're saying it is a focus, the focus is this region now. There's a lot. The other counties can learn from these three counties of Garissa, Wajir, and Mandera. In the sense that when it comes to teacher employment, these counties are way ahead from the rest of the counties. For example, in Mandera, Wajir, and Garissa, if you are a graduate ECD teacher, just like a secondary school teacher, you will enter job group K. So you can, and the numbers of teachers are slightly higher here. Teachers have been employed. For example, in Mandera, there are 800 and over 850. Garissa here, the number is going to 400. But you see, the main challenge, as I pointed out in the morning, is to ensure those teachers work. You see, teacher management is a whole area, different, is a subject area of its own, ensuring that those teachers deliver. Because at the end of it, in the past, when you are moving from PP1 to grade 1, the teachers of the 1970s and 60s, to see whether you are school ready, you remember they used to tell you to hold the other ear like that, isn't it? Maybe some of these people may not understand, they're younger, but you see, of late, we have introduced a Kenya School Readiness Assessment tool, a tool that's administered between PP1 and grade 1. And so that's level of education. When we talk of foundation, people of health will tell you the first 1,000 days of the child is very critical, especially on brain development. And that is very critical. All of us gathered here, you remember the teacher who held the pencil with us, doing the alphabets, the letters, from the letters to the word, doing a word, from the word to a sentence, from a sentence to a paragraph, from a paragraph to a story. That is not a small achievement. And that's why we say it is foundation, very critical. So with those remarks, I also wanted, now that we have a huge number of counties represented here, almost every other county could be having a representation here, please get to know that we have a scheme of service for ECD teachers. We want our counties, all of them, to adopt that scheme of service. These three counties, they have been adopted. There are sub-counties, this era and age, that are paying a stipend of maybe 9,000, 10,000 shillings at the end of the month, a stipend. It may not be the best for somebody who you want to teach your children. And then another appeal, maybe to Governor Nadif, now that he's the only governor here, the Presidential Working Party report, if you read it, or if you have heard about it, has recommended that we call our primary schools comprehensive schools. So at a school, for example, ADC Primary, where I was yesterday, it has a pre-primary wing, it has a primary, and it has a junior. So that it can just be under one administration. Because the ECE Act, Early Childhood Act, wants a board for pre-primary and a board for primary, and the Basic Education Act also, if we can combine that, so that we'll have one head teacher in charge, because these are all our children. Maybe if we can advocate that, because we have challenge in implementing that. So they work together, they share resources, and be able, so that we have one head teacher, a deputy head teacher in charge of junior, deputy head teacher in charge of primary, and a deputy head teacher coming from the counties, maybe in charge of the pre-primary wing. With those remarks, Asante Sana, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Director, for those insightful remarks. We are told now CBC is changed to CBE. These things are very, very fast for some of us. Very quick and very fast. So let me now take this opportunity to invite my colleague, DG Bungoma, Pastor Jennifer Chemtai, but I'm her senior. You know, I'm serving my second term as a deputy governor. So I'm very soon, with the blessing of my governor, graduating to the big seat. So, mtaniombea hata mimi. So, Your Excellency, karibu sana, karibu Garissa, give your remarks, and then I invite PS.
Thank you so much. I'll also continue praying for you. Our chief guest, who is our governor, Garissa County, our PS, Department of Labor and Children's Services, our deputy governor, my colleague, all protocol observed, good afternoon. My name is Pastor Jennifer Mbatiani. As you've been told, I am the deputy governor for the great county of Bungoma, and I'm grateful that already the greetings from my governor has been given, His Excellency Ken Makelo Lusaka, and I'm so elated to be here today to be part of this national ECD conference. Issues to do with the children are next to my heart. And I'm grateful. I've sat there, I've listened to the presentations, and I'm convinced that we are headed the right direction. I'm happy also to be in Garissa, and I really want to affirm that indeed devolution is working, because if you look at what is happening around this county, that is a confirmation that devolution is working. As we are talking about leaving no one behind, I want us also to look into the issues of street children, because that is a thorn also in our flesh. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Asante, Your Excellency. Let me now take this opportunity to welcome our PS for Children's Services, our sister, PS Agengo. But before she gives her speech, there's a small ceremony we want to perform for her. We want to make her. Why?
After speech. No. Not to a formal speech, why? After speech.
Well guided. We will dress her after the speech, but the rest of the guests, like my good friend and the first ladies, will be dressing you like Somali mothers tonight when we're having a dinner. So, Madam PS, karibu sana. Please talk to your people. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I want to appreciate that honor of the plan to dress me up as part of the woman in this community. I'm looking forward. So the governor, Garissa County, His Excellency Nathif Jama Adam, the First Ladies present here, our County Commissioner, Garissa County, Deputy Governors present, all the senior directors in the various ministries of education and Ministry of Health, the CEO, National Council for Children's Services, Abdi Noor, the CEO for FCDC, Dr. Farah Idl, the CEO for NACONEC, the CEO for National Coordinator for ECD Network, Dr. Teresa Mwoma, the Chairman for ECD Network, Mr. Oscar Kadenge, all the various partners here present, distinguished delegates and all the participants, all the senior government officials and all the county government officials that are present from various counties. Good afternoon. So it is my privilege to address this 6th National Early Childhood Stakeholders Conference. This is the first conference I'm attending after being appointed as the Principal Secretary in charge of Children's Services, and I'm very glad to see quite a huge attendance for this conference among the conferences I've attended. This is a sign that children are given a priority in this country. I have listened to various representations from the various parts of this country, a sign that we are here to really discuss important matter, which is children, that is the heart of this nation. So we are gathering here at a pivotal moment as we are called today and this week to re-examine the systems that support our children, especially in their early childhood. That is the years, we are talking of 0 to 3 years, and also years up to 8 years, very key in a child's development. So I was invited to speak on strengthening childcare systems and safeguarding children from violence. This is a matter which is a priority for this nation. Across Kenya, children continue to face violence in their homes, children face violence in schools, and children face violence in our communities. So many children are being neglected. According to the reports we are receiving at the Children's Department, some children go missing at young age. We also have children that are suffering in silence due to weak systems that could be within the institutions of early learning or at home due to the absence of responsive care. Therefore, as we sit here, we must go beyond addressing individual cases and focus on systemic reforms. That is what we should be discussing today. How do we reform our systems, whether it is at the early childhood centers, whether it is our homes in the child care of early ages? How do we strengthen these systems so that children are protected? So strengthening childcare is not merely about delivering services, but it requires creating an ecosystem where children are seen, where children are protected, and where children are supported to thrive. So distinguished delegates and our chief guest, the early years of a child, especially from birth up to the age of 5, is a lifetime window for opportunity. This is the time you can give the child to do a lot. And if we do not take care of this particular age, then the child will not develop properly. So brain science also tells us that 90% of a child's brain development occurs during this period of up to the age of 5. So this means that the kind of care, the kind of nutrition, the kind of stimulation that we do to a child, including protection of the child, which is received at this particular age, will shape the life of that child and by extension the future of the child, which is the future of this nation. Remember, if we if children matters are not taken care of at young age, they cannot be productive in the economy. And that's why I'm talking of the future of this nation. These are the children that will develop Kenya economically, socially. We will not have issues of conflict. And therefore, this is a key age that we really need to take care of. And that is the reason why all of you are here today. So the period of birth up to the age of 8 is also foundational for brain development. It's also a period where a child develops to learn, and also it's a period for emotional growth. And so exposure to violence or neglect during this particular phase of a child's life undermines the goals of ECD, the goals of a child's development. Unsafe children cannot learn. Unsafe children cannot play. And unsafe children cannot participate meaningfully in their life. Therefore, there is need to strengthen care and protection system at this particular age, and it is very essential for all ECD outcomes. So to promote ECD, the national government is currently implementing various programs that I will highlight. One of the programs is we do have a care reform strategy. We are calling it the National Care Reform Strategy, which it began in 2022 and it's running for 10 years up to 2032. The main objective of this reform strategy is to promote family and community-based care. Because when the family is involved, a child's development is guaranteed. And a child's, it is not only the family that protects this child, but it requires a whole community to protect the child. And so early childhood therefore falls within this care reform strategy that we are implementing. The second program that I would like to highlight is the Positive Parenting Program and the National Male Engagement Framework. We believe that with positive parenting, a child's development will be guaranteed. And a child's development cannot happen without male involvement. As you listen to the previous president when he was almost leaving office, one thing that he mentioned is that in this nation there is a trend where most families are led by women. And that is the reason why we are implementing the National Male Engagement Framework, to ensure men are also involved in the life of children at early age, because that will promote positive development of children. Another key program that we are implementing is the Child Protection Management course. And we recommend this course, which is currently running at the Kenya School of Government for early childhood workers. This course prepares anyone dealing with children to give them capacity on how to manage children at early age and to ensure that these children are protected. So I would like to recommend all the participants that are here to sign up for this particular training so that you are prepared, especially if you are in the early childhood institutions. We also do have a program which we are calling the Niche program, a nutritional improvement program through cash and health education, which has integrated a cash transfer system with parental support and child protection. So this program is done in partnership with the various development partners, and it is targeting 180,000 households. Currently, we are piloting in 25 counties with an additional 30,000 already receiving parenting training. Early childhood requires the parent to have the skills to be able to manage the younger children and bring them up in a responsible manner. So these initiatives that I've talked about reflects the government's commitment to building inclusive, responsive systems that will protect every child's right to care, every child's right to development, and bringing up the children in dignity. This is in line with what we have as provided under the Children's Act, the act that we are implementing to ensure our children are protected and well taken care of. So yet existing data compel us to act with great urgency. I would like to highlight, just as I know there was a team that was presenting some research findings, even though we were not able to attend this with His Excellency. But I want to highlight also some statistics that are key when it comes to young children. And only 67% of children aged 3 to 5 years in Kenya are enrolled in early childhood development programs. So if you talk of 67% of children of this age, where are these other children? It means they are disadvantaged. So it leaves over 1/3 of the other youngest children without access to structure on early learning. If we don't give these children opportunity to learn, where do they go? They will not contribute towards development of this nation. Therefore, there's need for all counties, being given that ECD is a devolved function, to think about the 33% of these children that have been left out in the enrollment at the ECDs. According to our 2019 population census, again, Kenya has 4.1 million children which are aged under 5. And many of these children still lack access to quality care, nutrition, and stimulation. So we need to do something on this, because if they are there and they lack access to quality care, what then do we do? We need to act, because when we fail to act, then it will be too costly for us in the future. The Violence Against Children survey, which was done in 2019, also reveals that 1 in 2 children in Kenya experience physical violence before the age of 18. And nearly 1 in 5 girls face sexual violence during childhood, often perpetrated by familiar adults in their homes or in schools. So these cases are widespread. I'm sure even here in Garissa County, His Excellency, you have had some of these cases. And most of these cases are often hidden, especially within the community. You find something has happened, but there's protection around the vice. So we need to also come out and support the girls that are going through this, so that this is known and the perpetrators are reported and action taken. So probably this number is underreported. And recently I was having conversations with people who are dealing with those who are already punished and are in our prisons. And I'm being informed that over 60% of those who are currently in prison are sexual offenders. You can see that is quite huge because we have various offenses, people committing various crimes, but if 60% is through sexual offenses, it's quite huge. We need to do something. And if it is affecting our young ones, it becomes even worse. So a significant number of children in rural and informal settlements are also facing high rates of neglect. They are facing malnutrition and harmful traditional practices. So this affects their growth and development, which cannot be reversed as they continue to grow. Between January 2022 and June 2025, that is the month that we have just closed, we do have a system of reporting where all cases are reported through a system we are calling Child Protection Information Management System. During this particular period, we recorded 293,294 child protection violations involving children aged between 0 to 9 years, which over 90% of these cases that were reported for children between 0 to 9 years relate to child neglect. That's a sign that child neglect is a major cause of concern on these young children. Now, in 2024 alone, we also documented 8,824 cases of missing children. When the children go missing, you find most of these children are very young. They may not be able to remember the directions to their home, or even some of them cannot remember where their parents are. These are children who are falling between that age of 0 to 5 years, majority of them. And only 2,336 children were reunited with their families. Again, how does a child go missing? Issue of neglect may be a contributing factor, because if you are together with your child all the times, this child would hardly go missing. So these numbers are not just statistics, ladies and gentlemen, as we discuss these matters, but this is serious concern, because even one single child that goes missing is just too many children. And as we allow this, then it will become a big issue. So they represent real children, real human beings like us. And therefore, it also reflects the children who could have come to transform our society in future. And therefore, we need to provide them with the right foundation and ensure they are also safe in every setup, from whether it is at home, whether it is in the ECD centers, and any other place. We really need to ensure these children are protected. So, ladies and gentlemen, child protection and early childhood development cannot operate in silos. A child's safety and well-being depends on strong, coordinated systems from the family, from the health services. I heard we have the Ministry of Health here. And it also goes to the community structures and the national platforms that we are having now here. This conference, we are discussing nationally issues on ECD. So fragmented systems will delay responses and leave many children, especially those in the age of 0 to 3 years, and also children with disabilities will end up being invisible, and it will also ensure they do not get that attention that they need. As we discussed today, I would like to remind you that a strong system requires an equipped workforce, inclusive service delivery, and data-driven decision-making. And that's why I talked about that curriculum at the School of Government. It also demands an investment in family and community support, particularly in the rural and in the informal settlements. So we do have various organizations here. Many are represented. I have seen as we were going around, you are presenting very good ideas. I would like to encourage you to focus on in the informal settlements. That is where we have a big problem, and also in the rural population. So when we have systems that work, children will be safer, they will stay in schools, they will access health, they will access nutrition, and children will meet developmental milestones. Therefore, we need to transform the systems, and it is not only technical, but it is essential that we uphold children's rights and delivering on national commitments. The government of Kenya, through the State Department of Children's Services, which was formed recently as a commitment from His Excellency the President, that we are now strengthening coordinated systems that protect and empower children from the earliest years. So the establishment of my department recently shows the government's commitment. And so we are working on a coordinated system. And as we are conversing here, last week I met the ECD network team, the officials, and one of the things that we have seen is important is to have a coordinated approach to handling children matters. And I heard that just as we were coming in, one of the speakers talked about coordination. This is key in delivering our service to the children. And so with the establishment of this department, one of the mandates now includes strategic leadership on child protection, and especially in early child care. We want to regulate early child care, which is one of the functions of my office. And another key area is positive parenting. We have developed the Kenya Integrated Early Childhood Development Policy 2024, which is awaiting cabinet approval. And we will be able to share with you this once it is approved very soon. This policy provides for a harmonized framework for delivering health, for delivering nutrition, protection, and early learning for all children, especially those in the age of 0 to 8 years, and also for children with disabilities. Our national presence spans all the way to the 47 countries. Most people may not know that we have children officers in all the 47 counties. These children officers, the counties are also supported by having a presence in the 353 sub-county offices, and we have over 700 children officers working all the way to the sub-county level. So in case you have any matter on children, the first person you should reach is our children officer within that setup. We also do have 30 statutory institutions which are providing specialized care for children, mainly children that have been rescued, abandoned, and also children who are in conflict with the law. Currently, we are also reviewing what we are calling the National Prevention and Response Plan on Violence Against Children, to include the national commitments to end violence against children that we pronounced in Bogota in Colombia. This was a commitment made in a conference like this, and we are also expecting that at the end of this conference, we will have commitments that we can implement, and not just commitments that we can agree on, but I would like you to make commitments that we can implement as a nation. So this prevention plan is going to address emerging threats. And one of the emerging threats that is currently affecting our children, our young children, is online abuse, because children are now using, getting access to the internet. And as we were going around again, I saw it is very good to see our early childhood learners accessing, using the phones. The phones, that was one of the partners giving this opportunity. As we do this, let us also think of child protection online, and we are working on this to ensure our children are protected. Already we have come up with a national guide, which is a book. We are calling it Safe Online Guide. We would like to share this book with all the counties. Currently, we have a soft copy of this Safe Online book. As you are implementing the use of, digital learning in the early childhood, would like to share with you so that our children also know how to protect themselves through during online digital learning. So, ladies and gentlemen, to truly safeguard our children from violence, we must also be transformative in the way we do our systems reforms. So, therefore, I would like us to work as partners, both government, the non-government actors, and all the county governments that are represented here. Let's work together as a team to ensure we transform the space of children. So despite all this progress, key challenges that remain we have in terms of our systems remain the issue of financing. I heard about investment. As a national government, financing is still a challenge. However, we are working to improve on funding on children, and this year we have engaged children to tell us what they want in the budget. And going forward, we are going to budget with the children's needs as we involve children participating in our budgets. Therefore, to deal with these challenges which are affecting children, I would like to propose 6 priority areas, especially when it comes to early childhood. One of the things that I would like to propose to deal with violence among the young children is integrate a child-focused system. Align the child protection with ECD on health, education, and social protection at both policy and implementation levels, so that even as we were launching the ECD Center here, let us look at issues of protection. And I'm glad that many counties are now doing the child protection policy. Congratulations to Bungoma. I visited and they launched their child protection policy when I visited them in June, just last month when we were celebrating the Day of the African Child. And I know quite a number of counties have also done this. So I would like to encourage the counties that are still, that have not developed child protection policy to do and integrate this with the ECD system. Let us also shift to prevention, because we come too late when we are reacting to when something has happened. I would like us to shift to prevention and expand parenting support, because when we support the parenting program, parenting skills, then we will prevent a lot of issues on childcare. Positive discipline and early interventions to reduce the risks before the harm occurs. The next thing that I would like to propose is we should strengthen the work workforce capacity. I'm glad that counties are taking this seriously and supporting employment of the ECD teachers. Let us now do capacity building. A lot of capacity building on childcare, especially in early childhood. Invest in training, invest in infrastructure, and support the children, those who are handling children in all institutions. The next thing that I would like to propose is let us institutionalize safeguarding through development and dissemination of the Kenya Safeguarding Policy for Children to enhance the safety of children in our learning institutions, especially our early childhood centers. And as we sit here also, I would like us to use data-driven decisions. Let us monitor, for example, we would like to see early childhood centers having a system of reporting data on children, all aspects of what is happening there. When we have data, then we make informed choices. Therefore, let's strengthen. For example, if let's say there's something, violence happens to a child in an institution of early learning, then this we should be able to record and see the patterns, the trends, and then we know what kind of interventions we can do. And this should start from birth registration. When children are not registered at birth, they will not access any service in this country. They will not access health services, they will not access education, and they will not access all government services. So data-driven decisions is key in helping us to come up with proper decisions. And let us also have inclusivity and equity, especially when it comes to children with disabilities. Let us focus on these children that are not well taken care of to ensure we bring everybody on board. So, ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, I say that we cannot achieve all this alone. We need to work as a team, and that is why we are here. Let us protect the children that are in the age of 0 to 8, and it is our shared responsibility. And for this reason, I would like to invite all the stakeholders, the county governments that are represented here. I would like to invite our development partners. I think you are seated mostly on this side. I would like to invite the civil society who are also pushing us for accountability and also fighting for the rights of the children. I would also like to invite our academia. Without research, we cannot get anything or even provide solutions. I would also like to invite the private sector so that we collaborate in investing in prevention, so that we build integrated systems which are aligned with county strategies. I know the counties have done a lot, but let us work together to ensure there's a coordinated service delivery. Let us work together to strengthen child protection workforce, and let us work together to ensure early childhood development of a child is improved. And therefore, as I conclude, I want to say that as a government, we will only make protection and care for every child in this country if we purpose for a reason and deliver a lasting change for the children that when we come out of this conference, we say there's a change that we are going to make out of this conference. I want to wish you a great engagement as we will be discussing these matters, and may God bless the children of Kenya, and I want to wish you a good afternoon. Thank you.
Asante sana. Thank you so much, Madam PS. Madam PS, karibu sana. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Now it's my duty and pleasure to welcome His Excellency. Let's be upstanding, please, to welcome His Excellency Governor Nadif Jama, our chief guest, and the Governor of Garissa to give his remarks of the day.
Please sit down. Thank you very much. A good afternoon and assalamu alaikum. First of all, these people are giving me a speech to read. But let me tell them, Yusuf, I won't read this one here now. In the interest of time, let me just make very, very few remarks, particularly so in the interest of time, because really, I know we all have been sitting for long. But more important, some of us need to go out for the prayers. We normally have a certain prayer time to look up to. And therefore, I will not be able to be reading my written speech. But let me say that I'm extremely, extremely honored to be hosting this very, very important conference in Garissa. This is the first one I'm attending. I know this is the 6th one, but if I had known that it's as good as this one here, I would have been attending even the earlier ones in Turkana and but indeed, and from the bottom of my heart, let me appreciate all of you, starting of course with our PS, director, my friend Elias, and all of you. It's extremely heartening to note that Garissa today is welcoming these so many important people for this conference. Is it because we love our children so well? But I've not seen this kind of attendance and this kind of hall being so full in any of the previous conferences that actually. So kudos to indeed, should I say, the ECD network. Job well done. Mine is therefore to say karibuni sana to Garissa from the bottom of my heart as you deliberate matters ECD in our country, and in particular the ASAL counties, where indeed we do have challenges, but I can confirm without fear of contradiction that we are coming up very well, matters ECD. I can say, Madam PS, we have seen a paradigm shift in matters ECD in our counties, thanks to devolution. I was the first governor of this county, 2013, when devolution started. And I can tell you, we met dozens and dozens of our schools, of our ECD children, studying under trees and in thatched roofs. They are all gone now. And the few that maybe are remaining in the remote parts of the county, we will clear them up.
I was just telling my DG that hopefully when I finish my second term, Garissa will leave behind a legacy of having handled ECD as a good story. So really, I will not be saying a lot in the interest of time. Again, I can see our lunch, I'm being told, is already getting late for many of us. Mine is to really, once again, appreciate this conference being held in Garissa, a very historical conference. I hope it will be recorded very well that we have held one of the best conferences for ECD network. Please proceed with this conference. Enjoy your stay in Garissa. The deliberations and the discussions I'm seeing, starting with the panel I met here this morning, are very, very encouraging, extremely impressive. Ideas are coming up. Please record them for us so that we can, again, hopefully have time to look at them sometimes later to see what we can pick from there for this very, very important sector in the sphere of devolution. Of course, ECD is a fully devolved function, and we as governors, me here representing the Council of Governors for that matter, representing FCDC, which as you heard, I was the founding chairman and currently the vice chairman. We will take up the deliberations and the recommendations from this conference, and I promise you we'll take them forward very strongly. I will indeed share the recommendations of this forum with the Council of Governors to ensure that we implement as much of the issues as possible. Again, particularly so this being my own conference, so I can promise you that I'll push the recommendations very strongly. But having said that, let me just conclude by saying that I have a very, very impressive list of all those who are here in this hall. And I really can't thank enough all of you people for having made to Garissa. I'm hearing a large number of our good friends, the MCAs from different counties, the CECs, impressively, who have come all the way, the other stakeholders, the development partners involved with ECD matters, all of you, please, karibuni sana Garissa, enjoy your stay. For those of you who are here for the first time, let me say that don't go back without tasting our yiri and also a cup of our tea, Kenyan tea with milk, with camel milk, and a few other delicacies from Garissa here. For me, therefore, is to also mention to you that tonight I'll be hosting a dinner for the conference participants, karibuni sana, so that we can see. I know, of course, Madam PS is under pressure to travel back for another important assignment tomorrow, but she has thankfully accepted to stay behind for the dinner. So let's keep time. We'll start as early as 7 in the evening. Karibuni once again, and let me, just as a sign that we as governors are serious about ECD, this morning only, I launched, or rather we witnessed the opening of an ECD Excellence Center, or Model Center, in Hiwa Girls Garissa Primary, in Garissa Hiwa Primary School. So really that all tells you volumes as far as our commitment to this sector. So karibuni sana, and let me now take this opportunity to declare this forum or this conference formally open. Asanteni sana na karibuni. Thank you very much. You may now break, I think, for your lunch. I hope the protocols, let's allow people to move first so that they can don't keep them longer than that.
Now we are breaking for agenda number 9, ambayo ni maslaha ya tumbo. For the delegates, you go to the restaurant, there is enough space and we have catered for everything. The governor and his team, there is a small room that can accommodate the 15 of them, so they will also go separately. So please, just go to the restaurant. There is a meal card that was given out Make sure that you have a meal card to avoid a very ugly scenario. So please enjoy your lunch. Thank you.
Garissa, a land of contrast and opportunity, a county where the ancient and modern coexist, where the land is both vast and fertile, and where a bright future is being built every day. On the 2nd of April 1933, the British colonial administration made a declaration that would etch Garissa into the formal records of the colony, gazetting Garissa as a township. It was a quiet administrative act, but one that would shape the destiny of this region for generations to come. Since then, Garissa has remained a place of strategic importance and cultural richness.
After 68 years of British administration, Kenya becomes a sovereign African nation.
Exactly 30 years later, on December 12, 1963, when Kenya gained independence, Garissa was designated the headquarters of the vast northeastern region under the then new provincial administration system. From colonial outpost to a bustling county rich in history and promise, Garissa is now home to more than 30 of Kenya's diverse ethnic communities, each adding a thread to the vibrant fabric of this frontier county. Today, Garissa is literally a construction hub. The air hums with the sound of machines, and the skyline is dotted with towering telecommunication masts, clear signs of a region on the rise. Modern highways cut through ancient landscapes, linking nomadic herders to urban markets and transforming arid plains into corridors of opportunity. On the ground, the new county headquarters stands as a bold symbol of Garissa's transformation. The once crowded county assembly has given way to a modern state-of-the-art facility reflecting a shift towards order, ambition, and progress. Together, these landmark projects represent more than just infrastructure. They are the new face of a county, confidently cementing its place on Kenya's development map. Away from the urban center and over to the beauty of its wilderness, Garissa County is one of the few regions in Kenya that proudly hosts 3 game reserves, sanctuaries teeming with diverse wildlife. Among them are rare and iconic species such as the endangered Hirola antelope, the majestic Somali ostrich, and the reticulated giraffe, among others. The vast Waso and Fafi plains serve as a shared haven where pastoralists herd their livestock and wildlife like giraffes and camels roam side by side in a rare harmony of nature and tradition. At the heart of this ecosystem lies the Benane Springs, a vital water source that draws elephants, antelope, and countless other species, making it a living testament to Garissa's rich natural heritage. For centuries, the Tana River has been the lifeline of Garissa. Its waters nourish the land, sustain communities, and drive the economy. The river stretches across vast lands for more than 1,000 kilometers before emptying its waters into the Indian Ocean. Without it, life here would be unimaginable. Garissa's agricultural sector is growing rapidly. Large-scale and smallholder farms are harnessing the river's potential, producing some of Kenya's finest fruits, vegetables, and grains.
Garissa County, I can say without fear of contradiction, is not known to many people, Kenyans and even beyond our borders, in many ways. Many times, the little bit of information that is out there seems to be a bit of mixed, if not actually negative. But Garissa is more than that. This is a county where the potential for development, the potential for everything is huge.
At the Balambala irrigation scheme, this massive rice plantation sums up the potential of Garissa as an agricultural hub. Here, more than 30 hectares of land have been irrigated with waters from the Tana River, supplying tons of rice all year round. The canal-based rehabilitation project in Balambala and Jarjara wards serve more than 21 farms in these 2 wards alone. The harvests are packaged and are seen as a model farm that can be replicated in other locations across the county, improving food security and nutritional health.
Some of the best farming products come from Garissa. The watermelons are second to none. The onions that we produce are one of the best in the country. The lemons, for that matter, the mangoes. And therefore, it's very, very important. You can easily call it the lifeline of the county.
Closer to the river, you will find the Alole irrigation scheme with its beautiful mango orchards. The farm boasts more than 192 hectares of arable land. The farmers here are optimistic about the future.
Hii mimea inaitwa ngoi au dudu kwa jina ingine. Ni miti ambayo ni mingi sana tumepanda hapa. Ile mimea ni nzuri kwetu ambayo tunabatanga mabato. Sisi zamani tulikuwa wajungaji. Tunajunga ng'ombe, mbuzi. Sasa wakati mfuko umeisha ndio tumejua ardhi iko na maana. inatoka mapato mzuri sana. Ndio sasa tumearifuka sasa, tunataka kila mahali tupitie sasa.
But irrigation in Garissa is not just limited along the banks of the Tana River. Beyond the riverbanks, farmers in the drylands are also making strides.
waxa anaga ka soo fikirnay waxaan ogaanay dhulkayna inuu yahay dhul aad iyo aad u fiican oo wax soo saar leh oo hadii la maalgeliyo wax soo saarayo oo laga kaftoomayo muxuu ahaa maskiinimada linta meesha ka baxayso qaraha meesha ka baxayo way ka macaan yihiin cambada kudi way ka macaan yihiin miraha kale ee ka baxayaan Kenyada kale county-ga aad iyo aad baan ugu mahadcelinayaa gafanaha uu mahadsan yahay aad iyo aad u mahadsan yahay wuu ka warhayaa beeraha Garissa County wuu ka warhayaa aad iyo aad buu u mahadsan yahay waxaan noo imaatay hadda mar laga joogo ilaa 8 bilood 9 bilood WFP oo ay soo dirtay county soo direen oo noo sameysay muxuu ahaa sheelka weyn ee meesha hadda aad ka arkaysiin oo lagu naasiriyo muxuu ahaa basasha yaanyada waxyaalaha lagu naasiriyo waxa kale oo WFP oo county-ga ay soo dirtay oo irrigation bay noo sameysay ayadana beebashi bay noo xiriiriyeen.
Away from the farms and the river, livestock rearing is a way of life in Garissa. Camels, cows, sheep and goats sustain thousands of families and drive commerce across the region. The Wednesday livestock market is the heartbeat of the county's economy.
Soko ya kubwa kabisa Kenya yote ni hii ya Northeastern Garissa County. Hii soko kubwa inatoka Wajir, Mandera, boda ya huko Somalia, kutoka Tana River.
Livestock is our economic mainstay, and therefore not just the Garissa market, but also we have a number of other markets, whether in Dadaab, in Modogash, in Banambala, and therefore we are big traders in livestock, and for that matter, big exporters to the other part of the country. Going forward, our intention is now to process, add value. The simple selling of the live animal is not really quite as beneficial as it should,